ED kind of day. I slept too much, thanks to Benadryl. Then I took Claritin this morning so I could breathe. And I've had lots of coffee. So, we're going to try to stay on topic. Topic being boundaries. And Lynn can't hear me. So, I can talk louder. Everyone else, you're just going to have to fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight. So today we're talking about boundaries. And that could go a million ways. You could think I'm talking about church and state. You can think I'm talking about boundaries as far as gender fluidity. You can think lots of things. What I'm talking about today is found in Psalm 19. It's a psalm of David. And in it, David begins by singing the praises of creation. David is saying how the stars preach. The stars testify to the magnificence of God. That the sun gives glory and honor just by being there to God. Then in a few verses later, David starts talking about how great Yahweh's law is. We went from nature and beauty and creation to law. Here, let me read it just so you can see. The heavens herald your glory, O God, and the skies display your handiwork. Day after day they tell their story, and night after night they reveal the depth of their understanding. Without speech, without words, without even an audible voice, their cry echoes through all the world, and their message reaches the ends of the earth. For in the heavens the sun has pitched a tent. It comes forth with the grandeur of a wedding procession, with the eagerness of an athlete ready to race. It rises at one end of the sky and travels to the other end, and nothing escapes its warmth. All about beauty and creation, right? Get ready, here we go. Your law, Yahweh, is perfect. It refreshes the soul. Your rule is to be trusted. It gives wisdom to the naive. Your purposes, O God, are right. They gladden the heart. Your command is clear. It gives light to the eyes. Holding you in awe, Yahweh, is purifying. It endures. Your decrees are steadfast, and all of them are just. They are more precious than gold, than the purest of gold, and sweeter than honey fresh from the comb. In them your faithful people find instruction. There is great reward in keeping them. So, we went from, yay, look at how pretty and beautiful everything is, and it testifies to the awesomeness of holy, to, this rule book is really great. Thanks, God. All in the same psalm. Now, how many of you think these should be two separate things? Anybody? Marcy? Marcy, the only person going to be honest today. Okay, Marcy, me and you. Yeah. It does sound like it should be separated into two things. It should be, God, the heavens announce your wonder. They testify to how amazing and awesome you are. And me, little old human, just looks and goes, wow. Then there should be another psalm that says, yeah, your rule book is great. It brings peace. It brings understanding to my life. But see, that's Western thinking. That's our thinking. The ancient Israelites, okay, ancient Israel, they saw that everything was connected. The boundaries were not as firm. Law and creation mingled. For ancient Israel, God was the author of all of it. The stars twinkling, the sun rising and setting, and every law that they were given. For them, it was all part of the same thing. It was all part of a testimony to the greatness of Yahweh. How can anybody think a rule book was good? I don't like rules. You like rules? I don't like them. I like to blur them all up. I have a person in the congregation that works with me at my other job, and she can tell you, Christy don't like rules. You tell Christy it's supposed to be this way, and Christy goes, why? Why can't we do it this way? Am I lying? I'm not lying, see? rule books, I don't see it. I don't see how it's so awesome. But you have to look at it as if you were ancient Israel. Who did they give credit for delivering them from the hands of Pharaoh? Yahweh, God. God brought us up out of there. God is awesome. God is wonderful. Everything God does is amazing. So if God says, this is my rule book, yay, God. God makes the stars twinkle, even better, God. Now, yesterday, we did yard work almost all day. And when I was mowing the yard, I kept thinking, you know, being in a relationship with Holy is sort of like yard work. You got to remove the weeds for stuff to grow, right? If you want the good stuff to grow, you got to get the weeds out of the way. The weeds are what strangle the growth. They take from the environment. And so then the beautiful roses that you want to grow are sitting there going, dude, we ain't got nothing because the weeds ate it all. Do something. So you have to weed and you have to tend to things. And you have to take care of it, right? So it is with our relationship with Holy. We have to tend to it. We have to take care of it. We have to spend time figuring out, what is Holy saying to me? How is Holy speaking to me? What is the voice? Who is it? How are they using it? If it's Christy, then, God, what was you thinking? No, I'm kidding. But you have to spend time. And then when you're given things that God goes, you know, this might not be a good thing for you to have in your life. It might not be good for you to lie. It might not be good for you to think other people are less than you. It might not be good for you to judge so harshly, even yourselves. Because we like to judge ourselves. We talked about that last week. It might not be so good for you to do these things. These are the weeds that you might need to pull out of your garden. These are the things you might need to get out of the way so that you can begin to see what it is I'm wanting to do with you. Christy, how'd you get all that from that song? I don't know. We just going with it. Marcy says she prayed anointing on me, so I'm going. This is what's coming. We're going to do it. So the weeds that we have to remove, it's not always easy work. What if the weed is somebody hurt you? They harmed you. Even if it was years ago. And that's the weed that's growing and stealing your joy. Stealing your happiness. But you like your weed. Some weeds are pretty, I'll give you that much. And you look at your weed and you're like, oh, but it's got pretty white petals. And God's going, but you have to get it out. I can't speak healing if you're going to keep holding on to it. I can't speak forgiveness if you keep holding on to it. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm preaching to me just as much as I'm preaching to you, because everybody has stuff, right? Everybody has stuff they want to hold on to and they don't want to let go of. We all have baggage. It's just a part of it. But if God is looking at your luggage and going, nope, don't need that one, and then you run over there and pick it back up, something's wrong. Yes, all of the heavens testify the awesome power and the awesomeness of God. No, I'm not saying science did not put the stars there. Y'all won't start that with me. That's another boundary that we don't even have to. But you shine brighter than any star that could be in the sky when you let Holy shine through you. You testify to the amazingness of God when you let God use you. When you let God use you to be the tool of giving someone else joy. When you let God use you to be the one that goes to somebody and say, look, I know you're going through a really hard time. If there's anything I can do to help you, I'm here. I'll do anything. Now, when you say it, you better mean it. Don't just be talking. That don't look good. We ain't them kind of people up in this church. Y'all quiet today. Kay, you want to come help me preach? The boundaries that we try to put on things aren't God's. Like, God never drew the box and said, okay, that's it. That's all y'all get. Don't step outside of it. If you step outside of it, some people are going, wait, didn't that happen in the garden? Y'all don't mix stories. We over here. So God sets us all in place and sets us all in motion, and we're sitting back going, but I don't see how that and that is connected. I don't see how me believing in holy matters at work. I don't see how me being who I am in here matters outside of here. And like ancient Israel, God's going, it's all connected. It's all connected. If you're going to let me be the light that's shining through you, then you have to let me shine all the time. You have to let me use you. You have to be the beacon, and you have to see that if you say you believe in me, it does influence everything. Everything else is influenced. I can't be hateful to you, because why? Then my light gonna go, I can't call people at work dirty names, because then my light's gonna go, The boundaries that we think we're navigating, we put them there. We're the ones that do that. We're the ones that look at the weeds and go, you're really pretty, I'm going to leave you there. You mark the line that I'm not supposed to cross. We have all kinds of boundaries in place. Let's get into it. We have our gender boundaries. We have people that want to put us in these boxes and say this is all we are. Well, what if that's not all we are? What if you stick a label on me and that label does not identify me? Not the complete me. You're labeling a piece of me, not all of me. And you know what? God never said I was that thing you're putting on me. God just said I was beautiful, loved, and that I belonged to God. We're the ones that go, nope, check this box so you go in that category. Yeah. Check this box so you go in that category. And if you're this, then you can't love this. Right. And if you're this, you can't love this. And if you do love any of this, this is wrong. And then we want to set up other rules and boundaries. You can talk about God here, but don't talk about God at work. Now that one's in your head, by the way. Some workplaces might have a rule about it, but usually if you're having a personal conversation with someone, you're allowed to say, I'm praying for you if they're going through a hard time. And if they don't like it, guess what? They'll tell you. Most of the time when you tell people, I'm going to be praying for you, or I'll be thinking of you, they love it. Part of following holy is learning when the boundary that you're looking at is one that's only in your head, one that somebody else told you, and figuring out if it's truly a holy boundary. Any boundary that makes it so that we have to be separate, that's not holy. That's right. Any boundary that says, oh, you got Puerto Rican blood, you go stand in that corner. You got Cuban blood, you go stand in that corner. Y'all ain't allowed to marry each other or love each other. Don't even look. That's not holy. Another one. This whole thing where we want to say that marriage can be this, can't be that. That's not holy. That's not holy. The wanting to say that you're superior somehow than other people, that's not holy. You're getting in trouble. It's not anything that causes oppression, anything that causes division, anything that harms anybody else, that's not holy. Because holy is love. Holy is light. Holy is peace. Holy is joy. The stars testify to the amazingness of holy. And I give it to you. They are a beautiful testimony. I love looking at the stars. Ain't nothing prettier except maybe a fire and the stars. But you're meant to testify even more than the stars. Why? Because not only can you shine brightly when you let the love of God shine through you, you have a mouth. You're able to say, guess what? Holy is amazing. Holy loves you. Holy knows the stuff that's happening, and we like to go, Holy, why is it happening? And Holy's going, I don't know, why ain't you doing nothing? You're my people, I've called you. What you think that means? You get to sit down and rest? No, we got work to do. The boundaries again. We keep wanting to say, well, that's God's job and this is our job. You have to start thinking of it differently. You have to start thinking of it as fluid. Okay? It's all connected. It's all mingling. It's energy. It's all part of everything. Everything you do, there's pieces of holy in it. Which is why your mama and daddy probably always told you, everything you do, give it your best. Why? Because it matters. Because it's all connected. And holy is just sitting back going, my God, look how beautiful y'all are. Look how bright you shine. Every single one of you. Brighter than the stars in the heavens. And it's your job to testify. And all the people said, Amen.